He's watching you.
I'm the dude in church that just kind of like moves my mouth when everyone's singing.
Hi, I'm Roberto Martinez.
I'm Andrew Mark.
I'm Colton Muheim.
And we're Red Team Go. And you're watching Groovey.TV.
Hey, this is Groovey. I'm here with Red Team Go, Mile High Comics, Denver, Colorado. How are you gentlemen doing?
Pretty darn well. How about you?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's been a good day. I'm happy.
It's been an awesome day. Okay, so tell me, what is Red Team Go?
Red Team Go is a local artist collective focusing on Colorado artists and promoting Colorado artists.
Also writers.
Also writers, because I'm a writer and I can't draw. So, you know.
Comic book creators is what we're looking.
Yeah.
You know, it's the all-encompassing. If you can do something with comics, then we're open to you. Like,
I can read them.
all right, then we love you.
We love you right
Yeah.
I'm in Red Team Go.
Get him a shirt. Somebody get him a shirt.
now. $10.
So how many people are in Red Team Go?
27.
Really?
Yeah, we're 27. We have a few writers. Most of us are artists.
Okay.
And, or at least do something in the arts of comics.
Okay.
Lines, inking, coloring, lettering,
Fans.
fans.
Yeah, some of the people that joined the group or is involved, they're just enthusiasts.
Okay.
And as creators, like, we need that as well as we need an inker or a penciler or a writer. We need someone to bounce that idea of, like, would you read this book, or would you like this idea, or like, if we move forward with this, how would you like that, or like, where would you see us going? Like something like a sounding board, because like so many creative types, so many artists and writers, they work in a vacuum, and they have their nose to the grindstone so diligently that they don't take a step back and be like, is this good? Am I even doing anything good, worthwhile, worth reading?
Right.
And so, like, we have those people there, and like those are even the people that don't write and don't draw and don't do the physical comic book, like having them there is just as important as having any of the rest of us there. So like they're a part of the group as well.
So it's almost like a little quality control board you got going on.
Sure.
And we're very positive. We're very positive about it too. Like take me personally. Like I'll draw like my picture or whatever, and I'll bring it to everybody. I'm like, rip it apart. Tell me what you think of it. What needs help? What do we need? And they'll actually literally sit down and start going over it and not being negative about it, but showing you how to make it better.
Right.
How to make it to that point where you could actually publish something or do anything with it.
Instead of just going no, that's like yes, and
Not having those people that come up to your table at cons going, this sucks, why do you have it on the table? And you're like, are you not going to tell me why it sucks? Like, no, it just sucks. I'm like, no, you got to give me like an actual good reason. Like, this sucks because your female looks like a male. Something like that. I don't know.
If you're ballsy enough to tear somebody's work down, you better have the intellect to build it back up too. Like, this would be better if this. There's a way to approach it. Like, I went to art school. I did the whole critique thing and like the firing line. You're standing up there, blindfold, and a cigarette in your mouth, going, "Geez, what?" Like, who is gonna shit on me today? You have like the big group critiques where, you don't know, like, you've just, stayed up all night working 16 hours to get a project done, and then, within 3 seconds of it being in the gallery, you've had 15 people tell you why it's not good, and so, like, with our group, like, we're trying to put out a quality product in our comic books and our prints and all the things that we're doing. So we want solid writing and we want solid art. And like, it behooves us to reach out to the creators and be like, I like this, but this would be stronger.
okay.
As opposed to being like, that sucks. Like Colton was saying, like, that sucks. Go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Fire, throw it out the window. We don't want it anymore. It's like, okay, like, I want to know why is it bad. Like, I've kept all my artwork. Like, people tell me just rip it up. Like, start over. I'm like, I'm gonna keep it because I come back and look at it and figure out where did I mess up? How can I make that better? And these guys have helped out with doing that for me in general.
So how would someone get involved with Red Team Go? Is there still room to join?
There's still room to join. Usually it's by virtue of hanging out with one of us, and we kind of do a little bit of a vetting process, but it's nothing really serious.
Okay. There's no knife fights in the alley or anything?
Yeah.
We want to make sure that, like, you're like slightly cohesive. Like, there's a lot of different personalities, and like we don't want an asshole coming in and like wrecking the group. Like one bad apple can ruin everything. So we just try to keep like semi like-minded. But if you have a different take or different personality, then that's fine. We just because we've seen, especially in the local community, we've seen too many different personalities tear apart really good things. Yeah, for sure. So like we're not exclusive by any stretch of the imagination, but like there are people that they filter in and out. Like I took a year off of art and comics and everything, and that's how I got re-involved. Colton came to me and was like, "What do you think about this?" And I was like, "Oh man,
you're bringing me back in."
Right.
He's like, I was out. I don't want to come. Wait, I like this idea.
Yeah, it was.
Why are you doing this to me? I'm like slowly getting sucked back in. Okay. It was awesome.
So yes, just like me. I filtered out. I don't think it's necessarily a vetting process. I think once you're in it and you're like knee deep in the what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish, you're still welcome to come. You still but the people who want to exactly.
So there's no prisoners as well.
We're not keeping them.
As long as you can play nice.
Sure.
That's the big thing, is being able to critique without being a total asshole, to borrow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if you allow cursing on your.
You can say whatever you want.
In that case, just don't be an asshole and you're good.
Because we've all been to shows and been that young struggling artist that throws your portfolio down in front of the pro that you've got. You've been reading his books forever, and maybe you're the 50th shitty artist that he's seen that day, and he just can't handle it anymore. And you get the bum rush, and he tears you apart and runs you roughshod, and you're like, damn, I'm snapping your pencils as you walk away from the table, it's it's disheartening, and it really does discourage an artist. I've heard so many horror stories of dudes professional dudes that we've all looked up to, we've all read their books, and don't even crack open your portfolio and have already sized you up and you know what? Let's move along. You didn't even look at my shit yet, and it's like,
I don't like your hat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's actually one reason I've never done that. I've never taken my stuff to these famous artists that go to cons. I've never done that because I've seen people do that at cons. Yeah. Or I'll walk up and next thing you know, I've seen once, back when before I even thought about doing any of this guy just walked up, threw his thing in the trash, his portfolio, and walked out. And it's because someone said something to him, and I was like, I'm never doing that.
We're trying to be the anti that. Yeah. Whatever that is, whatever that mentality is, where you tear people down. No, you can't. Everybody's got a place in the world. We've seen comics on the shelves in this store. I'm sure that there's hundreds of comics that I don't like. I'm not going to read. Sure. It's not the visual aesthetic I'm looking for. It's not the story I'm trying to find. But even that book has found an audience with somebody, and that story and that comic and that has moved somebody, or is the one thing that keeps that person going month to month. I have a shitty job, and I hate my life, and my girlfriend dumped me, and my dog ran away, but I got this book, and if I look forward to this book every month, and I'm gonna go get that book. So if that book that I hate can have a person out there that has that audience, then who's to say that the guy who threw his portfolio away, that guy could have found an audience too if you'd encourage him, keep it up or do this, or I'm not here to tell you your art is shit, because it's such a subjective thing. Picasso is not Caravaggio, and so somebody's gonna like it, and that's my personal belief, because maybe I draw shitty comics. So my philosophy is,
does he draw shitty comics?
Well, every once in a while we do wonder how he got into the group, but other than that,
I slip in when no one's looking.
I think it's the beard. It's the beard.
Slipped in.
Yeah.
He's the biggest guy we know, and he's just oh, hey, how's that going, guys?
What's up, guys?
Let me see that pencil. I'm going to help you out.
You're secretly a ninja. That's all right.
There's nothing secret about it. Beverly Hills.
So, individually, what are you working on right now?
Currently, we're working on a couple of anthology projects. We're trying to work on a Halloween comic with a bunch of different artists contributing, and we're going to be working on a steampunk-themed comic.
Ooh, that's cool.
In the next, for Denver Comic Con, we're launching a comic called our first anthology comic called Dinopocalypse, which features contributions from just about every artist in RTG.
Wow.
And it's about the artists themselves surviving in a landscape where dinosaurs have taken over the Earth again.
This is Colorado with volcanoes and this dinosaur foliage. It's been like a year, and pretty much like the whole basis is our friend like spilt coffee on a keyboard. Science went crazy. There's dinosaurs everywhere, and like now we're in the prehistoric age.
Yeah, the concept.
It's steampunk.
This one's the motorcycles.
The concept is like very pulpy, like right. It's like it just throws back to like maybe like the '50s B movies where like we're just driving down the street. Oh, there's a giant dinosaur. Like that sort of thing.
We're gonna die. We're gonna run.
Imagine like in a very less serious way, like The Walking Dead. There was like Patient Zero, and the next day there were zombies everywhere. Like imagine that, except it was the prehistoric world had come alive, like the trees and the plants and the volcanoes and so it's like we don't know how it happened, but we're dealing with it. And the concept to get everybody interested, to get everybody motivated to do it, like not create a character for it, not like you're gonna build a character from the ground up. Like here's the idea, like we're gonna put you in this environment. How are you gonna survive?
Well, you know what scared the hell out of me is those dragonflies that are about the size of like biplanes.
Nobody did that.
Well,
like from Caveman.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a dragonfly eat? It's frightening. So like one that big?
Fast they move. Those are they're like hummingbirds.
Just imagine one the size of a biplane. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Nuts.
Well, that's something for the steampunk at least.
It's true. It's steampunk monster hunt.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much doing like this one is make your own character. Make a character, make the environment, fight this monster that you wanted to fight. Like I'm making airship captain with an airship fleet fighting dragons. We have other people that are going for even more obscure characters. Like you're doing what, the Rat King?
I'm doing a Rat King, yeah. With a bunch of pastry chef hunters.
Makes perfect sense. And what are you doing?
I don't understand steampunk, so I'm trying to figure it out as I go. I think what was it? Griffins. I think I'm a hunter. My character hunts griffins. Awesome. Yeah, in a biplane, in fact. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Biplane had to come in there somewhere.
I don't know. I really don't. Like, I'm kind of learning as I go with this steampunk. Like, it's like I've been to Anomaly Con, and it's like I walked in, I was like, okay, I don't know. Like, I don't belong here.
Because everybody's all nice and fancy.
Yeah.
You're just like, wow, I need to go get new jeans. Right back.
I'm not fancy enough for that crowd, that's for sure.
I'm really fancy.
I don't own a top hat. I have nothing with gears at all.
We'll buy you a monocle. It'll be fine, okay?
I can do that.
Actually, you would look good, yeah.
Monocle, yeah. Well,
They need goggles and you're finished. That's
okay.
steampunk.
just take whatever it is and put goggles on it and steampunk.
Lots of brass. Just making things brass.
It's true.
Shirt, slacks, goggles. Oh, you're steampunk. That's how most people go with it. I'm like, that's not fully the concept, but you're getting there.
So, gentlemen, so where can everyone find you at Denver Comic Con?
It's a very good. We have that written.
Yes, I have a whole list.
Alrighty.
Well, we actually have multiple people in our groups, and for this one, we have Christina Badhand. She's going to be at Ink's table.
That's Christina.
That's Christina. And then we have Guy Davis, who's working with Geek Tank.
Geek Tank.
And they're doing the whole con. They're doing like a little podcast throughout the whole thing.
Oh, cool.
And talking to people. Then we have Garuda.
Elo?
Elo?
Elo? That's how you pronounce
I can never remember how to pronounce his last
He'll
name.
let you know if you do it wrong.
Yeah, it's true. His number is D40. That's his table. Okay. And then we have Mike and Scott Weber, who are doing I-13. Joe Oliver's at A22. Joe Becker's at C23. Sorrow is at F40. Andy, you're at H10.
H10.
And,
Sank my battleship.
and then Bob is Bob Parks. He's going to be an 8-Bit Lounge. Also, he's doing Deadhead, but he's going to be coming back over to our community table, which we don't know where that is because it's community. They're just going to toss us in the middle and have fun with it.
Okay.
And doing
Deadhead is zombie makeup.
yeah.
So if you want to zombify yourself for the day, definitely go see them.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's he does it for free. He takes donations and tips, and you just go in. You take like quick 5 minutes. He makes you all bloody and gory, and you're great.
Do you
Go
want
out the door.
to explain the banner? Because like we have a scavenger hunt also.
Oh, yes. We're doing character cards for our banner. Each person, our idea with it was each person take a red iconic character, draw them out. Christina colored them, and Wynn connected them all together to make this big banner. Well, we're taking each character out of that and making character cards. where if you collect all the cards, we're going to have people going scavenger hunt through the tables, go like meet Andy at his table, he can sign it. And if you collect all of them and come back to the community table, you're able to get a free comic, our first free comic.
That's awesome.
That's gonna be our deal. Or you can go visit Andy Mark and buy it off his table.
All of our members that have tables at the con will have them for sale as well.
So
That's
you can
really
just
cool.
bypass the whole scavenger hunt if you really don't feel like spending all day running around, and just go to their table and buy the comic.
Right on. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks for having
Cheers.
me. Thank you.
Cheers. This is Groovy. I'm here with Red Team Go, Mile High Comics. Getting ready for Denver Comic Con. Ready? Red Team Go. Red Team Go.
Red team, go! Go! You're like